Good afternoon, friends. Steven Benun here with Israeli News Live, and I wanted to give you guys a quick update of some things that are going on. I just got a report from a good friend of ours who's an engineer in FEMA, and they shared with me that right now New York is preparing the people for evacuation plans, for nuclear strike evacuation plans. What to do. FEMA also is involved with evacuation planning. Now, I don't think that FEMA is using nuclear as the purpose of what that's for, but they are involved with that evacuation plan. Now, if you recall, the Pentagon is tracking a dirty bomb in New York. There have been for quite some time. It's very difficult, by the way, to be able to track this device because from what I've been told, that the device is cloaked very well. So that's some group, some country that has the ability to cloak such a device to where you cannot find it. That lets you know real quick, like it's a limited number of countries, governments that have that ability to be able to cloak a nuclear device so that our systems can't track it or have a more difficult time to do so. With that in mind, let me remind you too, I believe it was Hal Turner that had reported back a couple of months ago, maybe 3 months ago, that the Orthodox community had sent their young people up to the retreats that they go up to north of New York kind of early. It was really unexpected that they were doing that. And that reminded a lot of people of what happened back in September. Well, we already know the year that happened in. I won't go into that because I understand that YouTube really looks for certain verbiage on that. But people in the Twin Towers, especially the Jewish community, were getting notices on their phones about not going to work that day at the World Trade Center. Well, I'm glad they knew not to go, but the problem is there's a heck of a lot of more people that should have gotten a message like that as well not to go. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So my greatest concern right now is that an event like this will happen. It'll end up being blamed on Russia, and that will force the United States to get involved with the Ukraine situation that Russia is doing right now. So keep in mind, there's a setup. Whether it's to get involved in a war directly with Russia, if they end up having a dirty bomb go off in New York, whether it's involved with the situation of getting involved with Iran, war with Iran, or let's say Iran is blamed for this particular device. But quite frankly, Iran, I don't think has that good of a cloaking. They do have a cloaking technology. I don't want to say they don't. They do. They have an amazing cloaking technology that's given to them by China. But when it comes to this, I would tend to think either Israel or Russia would have really that greater ability. So I just wanted to let you know these things because of the seriousness of this. It doesn't mean that something's going to happen tomorrow or next week, but the problem is that it is very serious, and we need to be prepared in every instance, in every way, especially our friends that live in New York. And Elizabeth, she's very, very close to us. Of course, she's not in New York City, but still, we'll be praying for you guys because we're living in very dangerous times. I'm hoping to put this video out this evening. Those are what I've been wanting to tell you. And I have some Patreon videos, like I said, the next couple of days. I will really get into that. And we'll be sharing a lot of things with you guys. So God bless you. Stay listening close. I will be updating you with everything I possibly can now that we're finished with the meetings here where I'm at, which, by the way, I'm in New Mexico, but I will not be here any longer right now. I could not disclose that information initially. And another thing I'm going to try to do as well is I'm going to try to capture some video footage of the space traffic that goes on in this area here. I have the technology to be able to do that. Last night, we seen a total of 7 unidentified flying objects here over this area. So God bless you. Thank you for listening. I'm Steven Benun.